Most people believe they have a plan for their debt. Pay the minimum, maybe throw a little extra when possible, wait for things to slowly disappear over time. It feels responsible, it feels manageable, but in reality, this approach is exactly what keeps millions of people trapped in debt for years, sometimes decades. Because debt isn't designed to disappear quickly, it's designed to linger. And the strategy most people use to deal with it often works perfectly for the lender, not for them. If your debt never seems to shrink as fast as you expect, there's a good chance the strategy you're using is working against you. Let's talk about why. Debt has become a normal part of modern life. Credit cards, car loans, student loans, personal loans, mortgages, almost everyone carries some form of debt at some point. And while debt itself isn't always bad, the way people manage it often creates a long-term financial stress. Most debt strategies people follow are based on convenience rather than mathematics. They focus on making payments manageable today instead of eliminating the debt as quickly as possible. The result is predictable. Interest accumulates, balances linger, and what looked like a temporary financial situation becomes a permanent one. Understanding how debt actually behaves is the first step toward breaking that cycle. The minimum payment trap. One of the biggest problems with common debt strategies is the minimum payment. Every month, lenders provide a number that appears manageable. Pay this amount and your account remains in good standing. No penalties, no late fees, no immediate consequences. But minimum payments are carefully calculated. They're designed to keep the debt active for as long as possible. Most of your payment goes toward interest rather than reducing the principal balance. That means the actual amount you owe decreases very slowly. A balance that seems small today can remain on your statements for years simply because the payments barely reduce the core debt. The minimum payment protects the lender's profit, not your financial progress. Interest works against you. Many people understand that interest exists, but fewer people fully appreciate how powerful it is over time. When interest accumulates month after month, it quietly increases the total amount you repay. If you carry balances long enough, you may end up paying far more than the original loan amount. This is especially true with high-interest debt like credit cards. The longer the balance remains unpaid, the more interest compounds. Your payments may feel like progress, but much of the money goes towards servicing the interest rather than eliminating the debt itself. Without a clear strategy to reduce the balance aggressively, interest continues to slow your progress. The even payment illusion. Another common mistake is spreading payments evenly across multiple debts. This approach feels balanced, you make small progress everywhere at once, but financially it's often inefficient. Not all debts are equal. Some carry much higher interest rates than others. By dividing extra payments evenly, you may allow the most expensive debt to keep growing longer than necessary. A more effective approach often involves prioritizing the highest interest debt first while maintaining minimum payments on others. This strategy reduces the total interest paid over time and accelerates the overall payoff process. Yet many people avoid it because it feels psychologically uncomfortable to focus on one balance while others remain unchanged. Emotional decisions versus financial ones. Debt management is not just a mathematical problem, it's also a psychological one. People often choose strategies that feel emotionally satisfying rather than financially optimal. For example, some prefer paying off the smallest debts first because it creates quick wins. Seeing accounts disappear can feel motivating. Others prefer spreading payments evenly because it feels fair and balanced. While these approaches may provide psychological momentum, they don't always minimize the total cost of debt. Understanding both the emotional and mathematical sides of debt management is essential. A strategy that works must keep you motivated while also reducing interest as efficiently as possible. The real goal of a debt strategy is simple. Reduce the total cost of borrowing and eliminate debt balances as quickly as possible. Achieving this goal often requires shifting focus from comfort to efficiency, and consistently reducing principal instead of simply maintaining accounts. These steps may feel uncomfortable at first, but they shorten the timeline dramatically. Debt that might last 10 years can sometimes disappear in half that time with the right approach. Why people stay in debt longer than expected? Many people underestimate how long debt repayment actually takes. They assume steady payments will gradually eliminate balances, but life rarely stays predictable. Unexpected expenses appear, income fluctuates, emergencies require borrowing again. Without a deliberate strategy, debt can easily become a cycle rather than a temporary situation. Breaking that cycle requires more than simply making payments. It requires a plan that steadily reduces the underlying balance and prevents new debt from replacing the old, changing the way you think about debt. One helpful mindset shift is viewing debt as an obstacle to future freedom rather than a normal financial condition. Every dollar spent on interest is a dollar that cannot be invested, saved, or used for future opportunities. The faster debt disappears, the faster that money becomes available for building wealth. This perspective changes priorities. Instead of asking how comfortable a payment feels, the question becomes how quickly the balance can disappear. That shift in thinking often leads to very different financial decisions. When debt can still be useful. Not all debt is inherently harmful. Certain types of borrowing can support long-term financial goals. Mortgages allow people to purchase homes. Business loans can fund entrepreneurial growth. Student loans sometimes enable access to higher-paying careers. The key difference lies in how the debt is managed. Productive debt supports opportunities that generate future value, but even beneficial loans require careful planning and disciplined repayment. Without those elements, any form of borrowing can become burdensome. Building a stronger strategy. A stronger debt strategy usually includes several key elements. Understanding exactly how much you owe and the interest rates attached to each balance. Prioritizing the most expensive debt first. Making payments larger than the minimum whenever possible. Avoiding new borrowing unless absolutely necessary, and consistently maintaining consistency over time. None of these steps are dramatic, but together they gradually reduce the power that debt has over your finances. Progress becomes visible faster, balances shrink more quickly, and the psychological weight of debt begins to lift. Debt itself isn't the biggest problem. The real problem is the strategy used to manage it. Minimum payments, evenly spread contributions, and passive repayment plans often keep balances alive far longer than necessary. A smarter approach focuses on reducing interest, attacking balances strategically, and eliminating debt as efficiently as possible. The difference between these strategies can mean years of extra payments, or years of financial freedom gained earlier. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button so more people can discover it. Subscribe for more insights about money, financial habits, and strategies that help people take control of their financial future. And remember, the goal isn't just to manage debt, it's to remove it.